It is Wednesday, June 4th. Welcome to another episode of Sleepers Media Podcast. I will be your host today. Cart and Deion here with my good friend Deion. Deion, how you doing this week? Early on, are we doing good? You know what I'm saying? Hump day approaching, a long week of work after having a short week last week. That first long week after a short week always hits a little bit differently. How are we doing mentally? How are we doing in life right now?
Not doing good. We're getting into like the lighter season for my work, I guess you could say. Like school year's over. Summer camp's a lot easier than what we do during the school year. None of it's super easy, but it being a little lighter. Golf game. I know we're not. I know corporate told us we can't banter about golf. I know that. I know that's what they said. I just want to say this. I've been to the range a lot the last week. I've been to the range a lot, and like now that the workload's starting to line up, I'm starting to do a little bit of like my hobbies.
Yeah, I know that we're supposed to keep it together, no golf and no bad language, but corporate can suck my pecker, okay? Because it is golf season, it is a go. First day of golf league for me today. I need to be special. It's a four-man scramble on the first week, so not too much pressure on me, but I need to show some improvement. Had some moments yesterday at the range, but we all know this, Dion. Those mats, they lie, man. They are the biggest liars I've ever. If I'm making a list of, if we had a segment on drafting top five liars, one, I'd probably get drafted. Two, Mats would be second. They just
Yeah, I
lie every
do.
time.
I, I hesitate to say this. I doubt anybody within my neighborhood will be listening to this, so I don't hesitate to say it. I just go to my golf course that I live on after hours and hit off the grass.
Am I the only person in Sleepers Media Enterprise that doesn't live on a golf course?
We might have to change that.
That's crazy. I don't
You're
know if
also
I can
like a
accept
country
that.
club guy, though.
Yeah, I do got a course that's hella close to me. Like I could walk there, but I'm pretty sure it's under good security. If anyone is aware of Rackham Golf Course, I'm pretty sure you can't just like step onto the course and like hit some chip shots. But I mean, maybe one day I'll try. But also, y'all have to bail me out if I get arrested for trespassing.
Yeah, you'll be all right. My favorite thing to do on Christmas is I just walk on the course. It's closed for the day. So me and my buddy, we will watch NBA, obviously have a few beverages. And then once we've had enough beverages, we grab the clubs and we go out there and we play like 9 or 10 holes.
Another flex. Look at me, I'm Dion. I can golf in the wintertime because I live in California. You know what? Let's get to the YouTube comment of the day before I get pissed.
Uh, Honestly, so it's on the full episode from today. A lot of happy birthday, G's. This is easily my favorite one. Happy birthday. Oh, it's from John. I think that's Seesaw. I don't know what's going on with the second part of his YouTube name, but it's happy birthday, Greg. Can you wear the romper next video?
I'd never want to see Greg wear a romper ever. I'll be honest with you. I really hope the day that might end Sleepers Media if I got to see Greg in a romper. I'm not gonna
Are you
lie.
not, are you not going to the concert?
No, I'm not. Well, we might meet them for like a little pre-concert drink because they're gonna be close to us. But I am not hitting a Benson Boone concert. No.
I mean, matching rompers would go crazy.
Crazy in what way? Look, I'm a guy that I open myself up to so much criticism that I need to control the controllables. And one thing I can control is not wearing a romper.
I want to get something unequivocally clear to all Sleepers Media listeners. No one's received less criticism in life than Cart.
See, that's what people think. People think I get away with stuff because for some reason I do, but I really don't. I get criticized daily. There's not. I can't remember. I think the last time I went a day without criticism, not a calendar guy, but it had to be like 2000. Probably say five. I'd say.
San Antonio Golf Simulator. Ralph and I see something we wanted to do that we shouldn't do, by the way. Cart's exact quote, I won't say what we were going to do, but Cart's exact quote was, I can do that because I'm Cart.
Well, because this is what happened though. Y'all messed up and made me realize that I could get away with certain things. Like I was like I think I made a peanut butter and jelly and just like threw it on the floor. And like everyone just looked at me like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, I'm just throwing it on the floor. What's there's no repercussion. I'm just Carter throwing a peanut butter and jelly on the floor is what happens.
JK took a lot of heat for the amount of PB&Js he had. Cart had more.
I, I'd like to check the footage on that one. I don't know. Also, like I had once again, no, y'all don't eat. Y'all don't eat. JK was saying the same thing. JK's like, are we ever gonna eat while we're on this trip? Like, we
Well,
just had Cheez-Its and PB&Js.
that was your grocery order. You did that.
I mean, that's just car being car. But let's go ahead and get to the Discord comments. Everyone, please join the Discord. The Discord is 9.99 a month. Join. The link is in the description of our Twitter page. Make sure you join on your desktop so you don't get hit with a lot of fees. A lot of stuff going on in there. Great community, all types of basketball talk, and one of the great places to, support us if you really want to do that or feel the need to. We're gonna start today with same old Lions, who says, "Can we have a moment of silence for Ragnow?" Yeah, man, my center is retired. His body's falling apart. He has no toes. Now take a moment to realize that our new future All-Pro center was probably born with his mullet, wears the number 69, and is probably more redneck than Frank. The future is still bright.
Yeah. For Frank, like that's Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Frank Ragnar, our All-Pro, the probably the best center in NFL, retired.
How do we determine who the best center in the NFL is? Are you
I just told you he is.
got you? Because like I feel like people always go like, "Oh, that's the best left guard in the league." No one's watching the left guard play football.
That's wrong. That's wrong. I watch it all the time. I watch it all the time. Big run game guy. Massive run game guy. Yeah, we're okay. Tate Rutledge is the player he was referring to. He does have a mullet, and by the looks of his Instagram follows and Twitter follows, he's definitely going to be special on the offensive line. UConn 99, with all of the incoming freshman talent this year, if you had to pick the first team players for the Power Five conferences, would you think there will be three or more freshmen selected for any or all of them?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So
Not
I think that the conference that has the chance to do it would be the Big 12, right?
with Sanak, AJ.
Sinak, Peterson, AJ.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe the ACC too.
Who would be in the ACC?
Cam, Caden, and Dame.
Just all the Duke, our first team. That's crazy. No, I think ACC could definitely do it. Big Ten, probably not as many spots open. That's the thing. No, I don't think the Big Ten will get. I don't think we'll get any freshmen.
I can't even think of a freshman in the Big Ten that like who is the freshman in the Big Ten that would be that caliber?
Am I missing out on anybody? I mean, I think,
Petrovich?
yeah.
Do they count as freshmen though? How
See,
does that work?
that's a bit. Honestly, I have no clue. But I think the Big 12 will be the best bet for that one. I think, for what that is. UConn 99 again. As of now, it looks like UConn's non-conference games will be Arizona and Texas and Connecticut, Florida and Illinois at MSG, and BYU and Boston. So unless there's another announcement, no true road or away games. Is this genius by Hurley, or will it hurt in March selections? I don't think it'll hurt. UConn's gonna be really good, and also they're still playing good teams.
I think when you're a top 10 team, you're not concerned about where you're ranked come March. You're just concerned about ramping up to be at the best you could be by then.
Facts. T. Steffi. Hey guys, one of the most impressive dynasty runs in all the sports came to an end this evening with OU women's softball losing in the World Series, ending their quest to go for a five-peat. How does that dynasty run stack up with other dynasties and other sports?
Uh, well, it's the first I heard of it. So
With all due respect, I wasn't aware that OU softball team was that great. Who's their Steph Curry?
yeah, how did they lose?
Do
If
they
you
got
want
KD
also, I mean, the best dynasty run is UConn women's team, right?
or South Carolina women's team?
No.
Yeah, probably UConn's women's team prime washes that.
Yeah, Don's only won, what, two?
Is it only two?
Hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up.
I feel like it might be three. And I don't think she's been there that long either.
Yeah, it's 3 in 7 years. I feel
I
like
mean,
Maya
it's
Moore won.
trending towards that.
I think Maya Moore won like every single year she was on the team.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, so probably not touching that. I'll tap into OU softball. Thank you, though, T. Steffi, as
I,
always.
I will say we missed out on a lot of OU softball bets though.
Yeah, we definitely did. And we probably would have lost it all by betting on them to win it all. And so good thing we didn't. Bright Star Jones, if you had to pick one of Bennett Sturts or Yaxel Lendenborg to not make an all Big Ten team, who would it be and how?
Like but like any of the three teams, right?
I was about to say, I don't think there's a world where either of those guys don't make any All Big Ten team. Maybe first team?
I could see Bennett missing because you got Braden, Donovan. Um,
Yeah, I think Bennett more so because like the play, like the guards at the position, but both those guys are all. There's not a world where I don't think either of them are all Big Ten.
Yaxel will definitely be all Big Ten.
Yeah.
So
So I think it's Bennett, if I had to pick one. I know I am on the this is War Chant, sorry. I know I'm on the minority with this, but I dislike Illinois scheduling UConn and NYC without a return game closer to home. 2 years in a row, scheduling what is essentially a road game against an East Coast school who's a lot better than you in NYC is just not as fun for me as a fan. Feel like feel more like a pasty kiss the ring type of game instead of this great opportunity. Better chance of getting blown out than winning the game. Don't get any credit if you beat them in NYC than you would if this game was in Vegas, for example. Schedule opponents that will play home and home with you or region to region. Tell those that won't to go scratch.
eh, I'll be honest, that feels a little soft to me.
Yeah, I don't like that war chant. Come on now. Let's not do that. D Crump, Sleeper's road trip to Louisville for Louisville versus Duke this year?
Is that at the Yum as they call it?
Yeah, I see the one thing that is holding me back from a trip there is will there be jokes at my expense for how I act at the Yum Center?
I mean, if we go to Duke Louisville, I mean, you'll be like the most loved person in the arena. I might be enemy number one.
If anyone calls me light skinned Ali Khalifa, though, I'm crashing out immediately.
We should go though, because we could. You know how much bourbon me, and G could have.
Oh, they do have the bourbon down. Don't they got like the Maker's Mark like factory down there? Like you can make your own bottle.
Yeah, we should go make our own bottles.
We would
Actually,
go and then not go to the game, and I'd be pissed.
yeah. G and I do have a history of finding bars that not wanting to go to important games.
That one in San Antonio was special though.
So, if you put that in Louisville with us making our own whiskey, forget not going to the game. I might not go home.
That big facts, big facts. All hail the Pope, 8-time chant for those wondering. The road trip needs to be Louisville and Kentucky game, biggest rivalry. Maybe we'll do both. Are they close together? That'd be clutch. Like we could do both, but no way they play each other close or anything like that.
Because Louisville, Kentucky has to be somewhere in January, and Duke, Louisville has to be probably like November.
And respectfully, I want to go to Rupp. So like maybe we go to Louisville, Duke, and then maybe Kentucky has a home game. We could hit at Rupp, do a little double trip in one.
I will be upset if we watch a Duke road game and we don't get to Cameron Indoor.
I don't know if I want to go to Cameron Indoor.
I want to be in the student section.
I don't. I'm saying some words if I do that every time we touch shit. Sorry, stuff is some of the lamest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're so lucky they're good. I'm sorry though. It kills me every time. If your life depended on a guy in this year's draft to hit three threes in a row, what player are you taking?
Peterson, Alpha.
I think they're talking about this year's NBA draft.
Oh, nobody. I'd rather just make sure I live.
Give me Conk and Nipple, man. He got me. He'll make it
I
happen.
nibble.
Yeah, we're good. I just need three
Kobe
threes.
Bryant.
Oh, Kobe, that's a good pick too. If Purdue played Kentucky in the regular season this year at Rupp, would you bet Kentucky to win? Opinions any different just because it is an exhibition. End of the flurry.
I would say if they played this year at Rep, just because it's a non-con game, I would take Purdue because Purdue's returning so much. I think they're going to be better like right away. Now, if they played, like if they did one of the non-con February games that's going on, I think it'd be closer to a pick 'em. But in the mo Purdue's going to be so good right away.
Yeah, I think Purdue's going to be really good right away. A lot of continuity. Kentucky is going to have some new pieces that are going to have to integrate, including a new point guard. Like
Yeah.
that's a big position. So I think I'll take Purdue in that one. But also Purdue's really good, so that's nothing to even shake your head about. Mutant Matt, do you guys have any birthday traditions? I usually do a weekend at a casino resort.
No tradition. I mean, I drink, if that counts.
That definitely counts, I think. Me with my birthday being March 15th, it always falls around college basketball, March Madness. So like I'm usually just locked into that. I really don't want to do much for my birthday. I want to just like chill, order some food, drink, watch hoop. That's really all I want to do. I couldn't ask for a better birthday. birthday tradition. I think I'm gonna start a new one with my son though. Saw it on TikTok. Every first birthday, me and him or every birthday he has, me and him are gonna race.
Have you and I spoke about the size of Leon, by the way?
No, we have not.
I told this to G. He's gonna be large.
Yeah.
Like he needs an NIL agent today.
Well, I'm shopping him currently. I've been thrown back a couple times because he's just crawling right now, no walking yet. So they can't really do much with him, but his brand is growing by the day. Um, and for lack of a better term, I will be pimping him out for all sponsorship opportunities.
I do. I love the picture where he's just obsessed with Banks's hair, and Banks is just like, "What's happening right now?"
Banks is like, who is this massive baby that is touching me? That's I'm sorry, Banks. I couldn't stop it. Michael, please. I don't remember if it was on the BR show or the pod earlier this week, but Greg mentioned being an international traveler, which was kind of shocking. So, what has been each of your favorite vacation destinations? My wife and I spent a year living in Thailand after we graduated college. So I've seen a bunch of Southeast Asia.
Where did G go internationally?
I think he might have went to Jamaica for his honeymoon.
Fire,
Yeah,
fire.
Jamaica's a good,
Um,
Jamaica's a good spot.
I can tell you, Costa Rica is not on my list of favorite places I've been. That
Shout out to
was,
my dog X on his nuptials.
I mean, that was dope, but that was a disaster. Still waiting on my refund, by the way. I loved Spain. I didn't want to come back from Spain. I think Spain is probably like the dope culture wise. That's probably the dopest place I've ever been.
The food probably slapped too, didn't it?
Food was okay. They eat really healthy. Um, and I personally do not. So like when the food comes out with a lot less seasoning and it's smaller portions, but I mean, I did lose some weight while I was over there, and I can see why everybody's in such good shape.
That kind of makes sense. Turks is definitely a favorite spot, but that was like I guess I didn't really go into like the city as much, but like I was in an all-inclusive in Turks for the honeymoon, and it was absolutely special, special,
I,
special, special.
I know
Um,
you put up numbers
yeah,
at that all inclusive.
dog, I wanted to take a pic at the end of like just me at the pool bar with like a towel over my head, like Jobs finish one, like the Kobe's with a trophy in my hand. I needed something. I was absolutely special.
The bartenders and cooks, they haven't had to work that hard in years.
You didn't have to throw cooks in there. Didn't have to throw cooks in there. You could have stopped. But you're not lying. You are not. I mean, all inclusive. Room service me, please. I didn't even eat the food. I just wanted it brought to my room, respectfully.
I ordered room service every night around 1 a.m., fell asleep before it got there every night, but I love the fact that it still got there. It was special.
Exactly. That's all that really mattered. And then second was I went to Italy on like one of the like the foreign college hoops trips. Like my Albion went on one. We played games over there and like we went to a couple cities in Italy. That was incredible. Like incredible experience. Food over there was elite. Vibes were elite. And we like went to a bunch of different cities, so you got like different vibes from the different cities. Um and like just a bunch of young dickhead Carter Elliott in the in the country of Italy was a sight to be seen. Thank God social media wasn't around then.
I didn't,
That does it for the
Albion,
comments today.
I didn't realize Albion had bags like that.
You know what I'm saying? We every once in a while we got to show, you know what I'm saying? What that little short rapper from what's it called? From Cali say? Sometimes you gotta pop out and show people.
Is Kendrick Lamar really that short?
Yeah, a little dweeble dork at. All right, why
I
I
thought he was
can't
pretty
stop
tall.
cussing, man. It's my mother's fault.
An Albion Italy trip, by the way. Like that's the first time no one was questioning if the college could keep up with the professional team.
Hey, listen, we had them boys in hell. I will say that. Now the teams we played, ah, don't really know much about it, but they could not mess with us respectfully. But it was good time. Shout out to uh the one guy who made the trip, right? And we get there and all of a sudden our coach gets a call from the admissions office and they're like, "Yeah, I'll keep his identity tucked here. I'll just call him Edward. Yeah, Edward is not enrolled in school right now. He should not be on this trip." And he looks at Edward. He's like, "Did you not enroll?" And Edward looks at him. He's like, "Yeah, I dropped out like 4 months ago." And we're just like, "What? What are you doing here?" So Edward was just on, but Edward was on the trip. He was there, and
Did he
Coach
get to
hated him
stay
the
the
whole
whole
time.
time?
Yeah, he didn't play. Uh, didn't get to like he definitely got a short end of the treatment, but he was in Italy just living.
That's special.
Yeah, yeah. Edward was he was 101. Let's just say that. That does it for the Discord comments today. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. We are brought to you by 2K Labs. 2K Labs, they are going to be the sponsor moving forward for the rest of the episodes this week. And look, they got all types of special games. Obviously, you have the stuff coming up with the NBA draft, bunch of mini games, tools you can use as far as like there's a blind drafting game where you draft players based on their stats only, and then you see what that lineup looks like. They got a geography mini game on there, Deion, that I think you and I could benefit from greatly. But be sure to tap into that. Obviously, with the NBA draft coming up, they're also going to be dropping some college football 26 like tools and mini games, which I know I will need to beat you when the dynasty actually comes along. But shout out to 2K Labs for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure you check that out. Very fun. And let us know what mini games you like the best, because there's a bunch to play on there and a bunch of tools while you're also trying to figure out NBA draft stuff, 2K things like that. So be sure to tap into that. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's episode. Let's go ahead and get to that episode. Topic number one today. Rosters aren't completely finalized, but they are kind of trying to starting to fall into like the almost finalized rosters. I think some international prospects are getting added. Maybe some reclass guys might be in the fold. Also, still guys in the portal. Des Claw's still in the portal, if anyone was wondering. But what I want to do, Dion, is I want to do a top 10 post NBA draft deadline. Now, this stemmed from our good friend of the program, as I always say, Jeff Borzello, dropped on ESPN his top 10 post deadline, which I will read real quick here. And I want to come up with our top 10, and maybe it differs, maybe it does not. But Jeff Borzello and ESPN have Purdue at one, Florida at two, Houston at three, UConn at four, St. John's at five, BYU at six, Louisville at seven, Michigan at eight, Kentucky at nine, and Texas Tech at 10, rounding out the top 10. Before we get to our 10, Dion, any quick thoughts on as I read off that top 10?
No Duke.
No Duke. No, Duke is not. Duke is at 12, for those wondering. Duke actually dropped in the previous ranking, they were six. They got dinged pretty well with Cedric Coward, who was a borderline first round pick, leaving and remaining in the draft. But you know what?
Can we
This is
talk
our
about?
top 10. So if Duke wants to be in there, we can talk about it. But I guess let's start at one. Are we good with Purdue being one?
Yeah, I'm very good with Purdue being one. I think Purdue's the best team in the country pretty easily.
Are we sure it's not Houston?
Yeah, I am. Listen, I watched Houston in person, kind of, and the people, the players they're returning are less impressive to me than the ones Purdue is returning. It's still a very good group, but um, there's a very clear athleticism difference, I would say, in both games Houston played in.
I mean, I love where Houston's at with what they got coming back and the talent they got coming in as freshmen. I'm fine with Purdue one. I feel like that's the other team that I think could be number one. But with that said, I'm pulling rank. Houston's number two.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Houston's two for sure.
Okay, so we got Purdue one, Houston two, now three. Some teams that could be in the fold here. You have UConn, you have Florida, you have St. John's. If you feel higher about other teams, like Kentucky's still around, where are you which way you think you're going with three here?
I think you got to go UConn here.
I think you're going. So the only thing that I think we got to think about here is there a national championship bump with Florida at all? Like Florida with Boogie, Xavier. I know you're a little bit downer on Florida than the masses.
No, look, it's hard to do a national championship bump when the selling point is two players that didn't play on the national championship team.
Yeah, but three did.
Yeah, but those aren't the selling point of Florida.
No, okay, that's fair. So third, you want to go UConn?
Yeah, UConn.
All right, I like UConn. Obviously they got a lot coming back. If you are the defending champion, though, you got to be in the top five. Florida's got to be four.
Florida four, but Kentucky has to be five. And Kentucky fans, for what it's worth, I would have Kentucky four.
So you have Kentucky over St. John's. You have Kentucky over BYU, Louisville, Michigan, all those teams.
My thing with St. John's is you're bringing in an Ian Jackson and a Josan Seinan, who I think are literally the same exact player, and Ozziah Sellers, who's on like his third or fourth team. And then Hopkins, who I think the team revolves a little bit around Bryce Hopkins, and we just haven't seen him play a ton. And when some of your best players have the question marks they have, it's an extremely talented roster, top 10 team. I don't have questions about Kentucky or BYU or Florida.
Yeah, so you want to go Kentucky five?
Kentucky five for sure,
All
yeah.
right, so we have right now our top five would be Purdue, Houston, UConn, Florida, Kentucky. Now maybe things get a little bit interesting on where we're gonna go with this. So we are on to number six.
I think six is BYU.
I think six is BYU as well. We are not going to die down to BYU. For what it's worth, I'd have BYU higher. I'd have BYU above Kentucky for what it's worth.
If we got to see one AJ Depends again,
Actually, maybe no. Kentucky's no. Actually, I'm fine with this. Kentucky at five, BYU at six feels good.
I think the thing with Kentucky is JQ's like healthy. Like that was the question mark, and it's very clear he's playing this year and he's playing early on this year. And if JQ's playing early, like that dude is a legit NBA player that just can't play in the NBA this year.
Yeah, that's no, that's fair. That's definitely fair to say. All right. Now we're on to number seven.
Duke. We like so they like I want to throw something out there. They fell because a borderline first round pick chose not to go there, and instead they got a lottery pick to replace the borderline first round pick, and that's why they're falling
So we're just calling Dame Sarr a lottery pick.
in next year's draft, most likely.
You sure?
Listen, I like Kamenia's game. Kamenia ain't playing over Dame, sorry.
Mm. I have a hard time not putting St. John's above them. Even with the question you had, they still got a really good team.
St. John's is a collection of players that wanted to go to Duke.
That's such a bar that I'm gonna reward it when I shouldn't. I'm gonna reward it when I shouldn't. But St. John's is eight.
Yeah, we can do St. John today.
All right, now we're at 9, 10 here.
Actually, St. John's at nine. Louisville at eight.
I'm fine. I can't. Louisville should be ahead of Duke, man.
Oh no.
Yes, they should. Don't throw the L's up and put them behind Duke.
Look, listen, Isaac McNeely, he been losing to Duke for 4 years.
He might not. That's like the ninth. That's like the ninth player on the team.
No. McNeely and Conwell are like the two best players on the team.
Listen, in my opinion, I know McNeely's probably going to start, but like Michael Brown, Conwell, uh, Woolley, all better than McNeely.
Listen, if your argument for Louisville is Michael Brown, and I'm not saying he's not ready yet. Like I watched the
Michael
McDonald's
Brown's gonna have to remind. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'd have to hold the torch, but he's about to remind folks. Y'all really got my dog messed up.
remind. He has to show us.
He's gonna show you,
He might. I'm not saying here's the thing about Michael. They don't need Michael to be in the top 10. Like you could just start Woolley up.
baby Kyrie.
Baby Kyrie's crazy.
Come on, Michael. Feeling your back, Michael. All right. So Louisville 8, 9 St. John's.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
10 is either Tech or Michigan, I think.
So for the last spot,
I haven't pulled a rank yet.
you have not pulled rank yet.
Michigan.
I would put Texas Tech there for what it's worth, but I'm fine with that. All right. So our top 10 post deadline, we have one Purdue, two Houston, three UConn, four Florida, five Kentucky, six BYU, seven Duke, eight Louisville, nine St. John's, and 10 Michigan. I feel good about that
I feel good
for,
about that too.
for the most part. Free my Texas Tech Red Raiders, free my Arkansas Razorbacks, free my Arizona Wildcats, free my Auburn Tigers. Let's go.
There's only 10 teams in the top 10.
Not in my top 10. Let's move to the next segment. Topic number two stems from a quote that Christian Collins, one of our favorite players in the class of 2026, gave to, I believe it was, I want to say Athlon Sports, I believe it was. But I'm sorry, it was Yahoo Sports who he gave that to. And basically, Christian Collins said that Duke was great. They met my mom, my auntie. We all talked. John Shire's a great coach if he wants you. I was talking to Man. He said to me, if he wants you, he's gonna get you. He's a great coach. Same thing with Coach Carrawell, so it's good. And this had me thinking, right, Dion? I want to do a draft between you and I of the top five scariest coaches to recruit against. Now, you pick five, I pick five, and this I mean this encompasses everything, right? Because it could be just the coach in general having that shit to him, and you just don't want to go up against him. Part of it is like where that coach is, like the brand means something, the brotherhood with John Shire in the fold. You could put that into play here. But what I want to do is I want to go. If you do top five, can we go? Can we do snake style? There's got to be even number for snake style, right?
I'm down for Snake.
All right, let's do. All right, pause. Let's do snake style. Crazy,
That
insane.
that man quote was actually crazy, by the way.
What are we talking
If he
about?
wants you, he gets you.
All right, let's get to the draft. I want. Do you want the first pick or the second two?
I'll take the second pick.
Second pick. Okay. For the first pick in the top five scariest coaches to recruit against draft, I didn't mean to give away my pick. I'm taking John Shire. Duke is Duke. Duke in the recruiting classes they have, and John Shire, he's been doing this even when he was an assistant. Like I don't care what anybody says, he was one of the dogs on that staff. So for my first pick of scariest coaches, I'm gonna go with John Shire.
Yeah, I'm this is very easy for me. John Calipari and Dan Hurley.
Cal's still up there for you, huh?
I mean, he has Darius Acuff in the fold. Calipari's having down years, top five classes.
I'm honestly really rattled. That was pretty good two picks by you. I need to regroup now. Um, oh man, I almost ended this segment. I don't like where I'm at right now. I personally do not like where I am at currently here. All right, so I got the next two picks. Ooh, the thing is, like, I like what some of these classes are doing, but I don't know if I'm necessarily like,
This includes Portal, right?
yes, this includes Portal.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Pat Kelsey,
Oh, I like that.
and I'm gonna go with Kevin Young.
Yeah, I, I like Kelsey. I like Kelsey. Mark Pope. I think Mark Pope's proven not only can he recruit like some of the best high schoolers, but he can then subsequently recruit over them and bring in portal players that are better. Um, this one's gonna shock everybody. He has a new nickname for me. Big Bag Paint.
You're
He's different
picking
now.
paint.
Paint. Like paint with money. Oh, Paint's getting whoever he wants right now.
I don't paint. Paint's an interesting pick there, Dion, but I'm not mad at it though. I mean, because it's everything though. It's Portal, like you said. It's getting the players. All right, I like. All right, so you got Mark Pope,
It's
Paint.
also to an extent it's keeping your players too, right?
That's true. That's part. But is Matt Painter scary to you?
If Matt Painter is in a recruiting battle, like if an AAU clip comes out and Matt Painter's sitting down on the sideline, I just assume he's getting that player.
Wow, that's quite the praise. It's quite the praise. All right, so these are my last two picks. You have one pick left. One's easy for me. I'm gonna go Tommy Lloyd.
That's a good pick.
Really good recruiting class. He recruits well at Arizona. I also think he's like one of the next ones up.
Yeah,
Now, this last one, I'm back and forth between some people, but I'm just gonna pick a coach that I believe in and has recruited well. I'm gonna take Nate Oates.
that's a really good pick. That's a really good
I'm gonna
pick.
go Nate Oates. So that rounds out my five. You have one more pick. And got a couple coaches on the board you can pick from.
I'm stuck between three dudes. Dusty
Pause.
May. Dusty May. Will Wade, by the way. Like Maybach Willie.
Sneaky Maybach Willie pick here.
Maybach Willie. And then I think the obvious choice here, Todd Golden.
Yeah, I Golden. Yeah, he definitely could be in that mold.
But I'm not going to choose any of those three. I just thought about my fifth pick. Give me Eric Musselman.
That's a good. I'm sick. You got must from me.
Give me Muss. Muss recruited lotto picks at Nevada. He recruited a McDonald's All-American at Nevada. He went to Arkansas and turned that into a program John Calipari wanted to coach. And now he's got Chad Baker, Mazar, Rodney Rice, and all them boys at SC. Give me Muss.
That's a good pick. All right, so finalized top five scariest coaches. Team Carter. We have John Shire, Pat Kelsey, Kevin Young, Tommy Lloyd, Nate Oates. Team Dion. You have John Calipari, you have Dan Hurley, you have Mark Pope, you have Matt Painter, you have Eric Musselman. Let us know down below who y'all think won, even though we know who won.
It's me.
Topic number three today: what's a Dion and Carter show without multiple drafts? I mean, 'Cause it truly is what we do.
The
Uh,
two worst people at drafts only want to do drafts.
Yeah, I mean, but it's always a good time no matter what. So there's a lot of conversation that was sparked from Rob Doster over on the Field of 68 saying that Kentucky is, or even Kentucky fans saying they got the most talented roster in the country, like one through top to bottom, most talented roster in the country. I want to do a draft to prove that. And it's not a player draft. It is I want to draft rosters in college basketball. Uh, Drafting the most talented rosters. You and I go back and forth, snake style, once again to determine, who can draft the most talented rosters in college basketball. Will Kentucky be the first pick? Will they get picked at all? I'm sure they will get picked, but it'd be interesting to see where they go. Dion, you want to stay on 2-3 on this one, or you want to go first?
Now I'll go first on this one since you went first on the last one. I'm gonna take Purdue.
You gonna take Purdue?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Purdue. Although I do want to get ahead of this. 2-3 is a much better grouping.
Okay, so I am gonna go with my first pick. I'm rushing. I'm gonna take Houston
Yeah.
at one, and then two. I'm gonna get cute here because I think I can get teams after this. I'm just interested to see if you're gonna take them. I'm gonna go ahead and take Kentucky.
Oh,
And if this works out correct for me, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then it really backfired.
okay. I'm running to the podium. Give me UConn immediately. Give me UConn immediately, and then I'm gonna double back with most talented, most talented. Give me BYU.
Okay, that backfired. I'm not in a good spot. I'm not in a good spot, everyone. When I said I hope this doesn't, it backfired. So now I gotta regroup. It backfired immediately. Okay. I am going to take mm, I'm gonna take Louisville, and I'm going to take ooh. Okay, once again, I'm gonna try to get cute and hopefully get my last pick here. I'm gonna take St. John's. I'm gonna
I
take St.
like that too. I do want to point out to Louisville fans that refer to Cart as like the my cards thing. Took Kentucky before Louisville.
That was me getting cute. I knew I would get Louisville on the comeback. I was hoping to secure Louisville and BYU on the comeback, but you ruined that.
Took Louisville before Kentucky. Would take Mark Pope before Pat Kelsey. Somewhere in there, Kentucky fan card will come out at some point this year.
I picked Kentucky's roster.
All right, I'm about to take this one's easy for me. Let me get Florida. Um, and I'm not as high on Tech as everybody else is. I'm gonna pass on Tech. Give me Duke, Florida and Duke.
Florida and Duke. All right. Is that your five?
Yeah, that's my five.
Okay, so I got one more. All right. Ooh, I am going to take. Ooh, who do I want here? I'll say I'm gonna take Arizona.
Yeah, I like Arizona a
I'm gonna take
lot.
Arizona's roster. All right, so most talented roster draft. I have Houston, Kentucky, Louisville, St. John's, Arizona. Dion has Purdue, UConn, BYU, Duke, Florida. Hand up. I got washed. I got washed. There's no need to comment down below who won. I got washed. Good job, Dion. You did well. I got nothing else. You did good. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, I'm finally starting to figure out the draft portion of this, but it did help that you took Kentucky at two after spending we've been doing this since 6 a.m., the last 3.5 hours talking about how Kentucky isn't as good as everyone thinks they are.
Listen, I'm a confused individual at times, and it shows. It really does show. Congrats on winning that portion, Dion. One big thing presented by this one big person, Dion.
One big thing, hobbies. I know we're not allowed to discuss golf at all, but just in general, we're in the season where you get to participate in all your hobbies that you weren't able to in the winter, whether that's golf. I'm a pickleball guy now too, by the way. UNG washed me and JK at the Final Four. I've been practicing. I don't want to be on JK's team because he was disrespectful, but I have been practicing cornhole, ping pong, whatever your hobby is. We're in the season where you get to do all of it and you get to do it with beer in your hand. So how much better of a feeling could it be?
Yeah, let us not forget. Well, you guys were getting washed in cornhole, respectfully, before the towel was
I
kind of
was on the
thrown in.
team.
What?
I was on your team.
Oh yeah, sorry. So good for. So my one big thing is a question that has had me in the tizzy for the last 48 hours. I'm sorry for all the listeners on here, but I'm gonna show a picture to Dion. Um, it's about where the proper place is for a giraffe to wear a tie, because a tie goes around your neck, right? So do giraffes wear their tie at A or B? Does it go around the top of their neck or at the bottom of their neck?
I don't think giraffes wear ties.
Obviously, they don't wear ties, Dion, but if they did wear ties, where would it go?
Well, our tie goes at the bottom of our neck, so it would be the bottom of theirs.
Oh, yeah, because we don't wear ties. Well, what
We're not
about,
choking ourselves.
yeah, but you got a short neck. No, no, pause.
Yours isn't going up here where you can't breathe and eat.
Well, see, I guess all the 48 hours of confusion just really led to nothing. So thank you for that clarification, Dion. That's really all I needed. Shout out to everyone for tuning in to today's episode. As always, we will be back tomorrow. We will catch y'all as always on the Sleepers Media YouTube channel.